Hello, everyone. My name's Bill Griffin. Welcome to the Different Take podcast. And today I want to talk about how the left wing despise our court system and especially our jury process or jury system. Jury system is it's not perfect, but no one's devised a better system for administering justice. In a criminal trial, the defendant has the right to due process. They have a right to a fair trial. They have a right to a jury of their peers. They have a right to face their accuser. There's the presumption of innocence. The state must prove that the defendant is guilty with evidence beyond a reasonable doubt. Requires a unanimous verdict, and there's no double jeopardy attached, meaning you can't be tried twice for the same crime. This system derives in great part from the Christian faith, which was the dominant faith when these practices and customs were developed. The idea that do unto others as others would do unto you. This is a concept that many faiths practice, but as I said, the Christian faith was a dominant faith at the time. The left-wing media, especially, nowadays I think there was a time when this wasn't the case, maybe 50 years ago, but nowadays, rarely do they clamor for an acquittal. Doesn't matter what the case is. They want and promote convictions. When a person is acquitted and they're supposed to be convicted, there's wailing and gnashing of teeth. The case that I would like to talk about is the most recent case of Kyle Rittenhouse being acquitted. In this case, the media lied for well more than a year. This case got a lot of publicity, and I want to go through the lies. And I think a lot of people that are on television or in the public eye, celebrities, politicians, political pundits, they seem to have the idea, well, if there's an element of truth in my story, then the whole thing is true. A lie is a statement that is intended to deceive. There were so many things. I have no qualms about calling them lies and calling people liars, because their intent is to deceive. They know, or certainly should know better than what they've been telling us. So I would like to go through these one by one. And as I said, the jury system is not it's not a perfect system. But if you're going to be in the public eye, the least you could do when this verdict came out, there was an acquittal, is to explain to your viewers and listeners what is the overwhelming evidence that the jury was wrong, that it was an unjust verdict. And they failed to do that. They've talked about changing laws, and they've talked about all sorts of things, but they do not talk about the evidence of the case. one of the bigger lies is the idea that you would call people that block traffic, set fires, loot, vandalism, throw things at police and other violence, calling all these people that do all these things protesters. That's a lie. They know better, but they continue to do this even after the verdict. They lied about Kyle Rittenhouse chasing people with a gun. I watched the trial carefully. There is no evidence that he chased anyone with a gun. I pulled this from the New York Post, which is, you may not like the New York Post, but these are pretty obvious lies. That Kyle Rittenhouse killed 2 black BLM protesters. This is a lie. The 2 people that died were white. They were, we can call them assailants, because that is what they are legally. Cross state lines. That was the intent there is to, I suppose, try to deceive people that don't live close to state lines that there's some wall up and there's a lot of trouble getting over a state line. I really don't understand why they would continue to bang that drum, but obviously crossing state lines is not a big problem. And a lot of these, presumably a lot of these protesters, protesters, actually rioters that cross state lines as well. That he took an AR-15 across state lines. This is false. The rifle was always kept in Kenosha. That the gun was not registered. That is a lie. He was entitled to possess an AR-15 as a 17-year-old. Another thing the media has done with regard to AR-15s is they imply that these are automatic weapons, when the truth of the matter is you have to pull the trigger to dispel or to disperse a bullet out of the barrel every time. You have to pull the trigger. You don't hold the trigger down and then there's 40 bullets fly out. That's not the way that it works. That Kyle Rittenhouse's mother drove him across state lines to the riot. Not true. That is a lie. That he was an active shooter who took his gun to the riot looking for trouble. This is MSNBC's Joe Scarborough. Quote, a 17-year-old kid just running around shooting and killing protesters who drove across state lines with an AR-15 and started shooting people up. This is a lie, and he is a liar. He knows that is not true. It's impossible for him to know that that is not true. Even if it were, he does not care, or he would not care whether it was true or not. That's the best you could say about some of these statements. That Rittenhouse was a white supremacist. Joe Biden labeled him this, and then recently his press secretary, Jen Psaki, was asked to explain, and she smeared Rittenhouse again, calling him a vigilante. This is a lie. He does not meet the definition of a vigilante. In one story, The Intercept, I'm not sure that that's publication, they used the term white supremacist 16 times in one story. No evidence. He flashed white power signs. He held up OK sign. I guess I did it just then. He wore surgical gloves to cover his fingerprints. The guy didn't have anything on his face. How's he? He was wearing gloves. He was wearing surgical gloves because he was giving first aid to protesters. This came from, he wore surgical gloves to cover his fingerprints, was spread by Matthew Modine. I guess he's a celebrity actor or something like that. The judge was, the media gave the judge, lied about the judge. He was a Trump appointee, racist. You watch the trial, there's nothing to support any of that sort of garbage. So, as example of the incredible, just the brazenness of the folks in the media, they're lying about this matter. I have 3 different examples. There's a television show, The View. I've never watched the show, but they seem very bitter. And with the clips I've seen, I guess but people watch it, so it must have some value for them. I don't understand it. I don't understand why anybody would watch it based on the clips I've seen. Joy Behar says that Rittenhouse came to initiate violence. That's a lie. She also says, quote, I can't go and protest without worrying that some nutcase is going to have a gun, cross the state line. There we go again. Cross the state line and come and shoot me. That's the problem. That's what I have to worry about. I would suggest that she doesn't look like a person that would loot. And I mean, I don't think so. I understand she's some sort of comedian, but she doesn't seem very funny to me. But if she's going to go to these protests like she's implying, well, I can't do that now. If you do make up your mind to do that, my advice, Joy, is to take a weapon with you. At least a handgun if you're uncomfortable with rifles, which is what I kind of gather from reading her distaste of the AR-15. Another co-host says that Rittenhouse had a co-host named Sarah Haynes told everyone that Rittenhouse had a clear-cut case of self-defense, and Behar came in with another lie, except he came there to initiate violence. There is nothing to support that at all. Another person on the show, Whoopi Goldberg, she seems very bitter too. I guess she may be funny, but in the clips I see, she's not very funny at all. She says, let me show you what got me, the thing that no one was really talking about, the father of Anthony Huber. Puts things in perspective for me and on CNN. And now, he wasn't doing anything. He was trying. He saw an active shooter. He saw someone get shot. He thought he was doing the right thing. She's spreading a lie. She goes on, quote, 2 people were murdered. To me, it's murdered, unquote. This person is no presumption of innocence, no benefit of the doubt, does not explain in any way, shape, fashion, or form the logic behind why this person should have been convicted. It's only I would feel better. That's what I take. And you should feel better too. She's lying to her audience. I don't understand why her audience puts up with it, or why the audience of these left-wing media outlets get audiences, because they're so awful. So here's a couple of other, I've got a tweet from Congressman Jerry Nadler. He says this heartbreaking verdict is a miscarriage of justice and sets a dangerous precedent which justifies federal review by DOJ. Justice cannot tolerate armed persons crossing state lines looking for trouble while people engage in First Amendment protected protest. No double jeopardy. He doesn't care. He'll try you twice. He'll try you 5 times. This guy is a liar. He's always been. I have no problem with saying he's a liar. He's lied in many other things, but in this particular case, he has no problem claiming that somehow this was an unjust verdict. It's heartbreaking, miscarriage, and sets a dangerous precedent. People with guns have been defending themselves for a very long time. It's not something new. Congressman Nadler, disgusting person, this fellow is. Justice cannot tolerate people crossing state lines. Yes, they can. Yes. If you need a weapon, cross state lines. If you need to protect property or your person, cross state lines with your weapon. People engaging in First Amendment protected protest. He doesn't talk about burning crap up, costing, harassing police, throwing things at them, violence, tearing stuff up. He doesn't talk about that. That is Jerry Nadler. The next one is, or the last one I want to talk about, is from my representative, Carolyn Bordeaux. This is a disgusting person. She has a habit of lying, but here I've seen a lot of her Facebook posts. This is from her. The acquittal of Kyle Rittenhouse is an example of why the nation must re-examine self-defense laws in our justice system. When you seek out violence wielding a dangerous weapon, there should be accountability for deadly results. I hope this young man realizes that he was given a good chance at life, one that we all know might not have been afforded to him if he had been black, and dedicates himself to repairing the deep rifts in our community and in our country that he created. Congressman Carolyn Bordeaux, you are a liar. Rittenhouse did not seek out violence. The best I can say for you when you make the statement is that you did not know. But your intent is to deceive, because what you're saying is not true. And if you did not know, you did not care. It wouldn't have been really hard to learn that what you're saying is not true. Therefore, you are lying. There should be accountability for deadly results, and there was. The three assailants, 2 are dead, and 2 paid with their lives, and 1 I understand his arm was seriously damaged. Yeah. Breaking this down further, the first sentence, why the nation must re-examine self-defense laws in our justice system. Exactly what would you change? Why don't you tell us exactly which laws? State laws, federal laws. Scary, scary person. Do not vote for this person if you live in her district. Next sentence. How pious. I hope this young man realized that he was given a chance at life. We all deserve a chance at life. Presumption of innocence, benefit of the doubt. No kindness in this person. Don't know what she's talking about this next part, that we all know. I don't know what she means. We all know. Who are we? We all know might not have been afforded to him if he had been black. She is a liar. She doesn't know what we all know, and I have no idea what she means by the black thing. But this is the best part, or not the best part, the worst part. The best example of what type of evil person she is. She says, and dedicates himself to repairing the deep rifts in our community and in our country that he has created. No, that would be you and your kind, the left-wingers that lie and lie and lie and do not trust a jury system that has really worked pretty well. So in summary, I'd just like to say there's tons and tons of evidence that left-wingers, they hate acquittals. Doesn't matter what the case is. They don't care about justice. It's all about it's all about power. It's all about the state, and it has very little to do with individual rights. They will decide for you. That is what the left. What is in common with left wing is control and power, and the jury system. I have just seen this trend for many years. It's in the way. So, in summary, the left wing, I think I've shown you plenty of evidence that the left wing despises our jury system and what it represents. I hope you've enjoyed listening to me, and I really appreciate you taking time to do that. Please check out our website and the platforms we're on. And if you have any comments, I would really like to hear them, especially if you disagree. Thank you.